Hey friend, welcome to Mountain Meadow Homestead. My name is Melissa if you're new here, and today I have picked up our pork order and I'm going to show you everything that we got. And just like we did with the beef video, I'm going to do some math for you and kind of break it down and compare it to like our local grocery store to see if we're saving any money this way. Again, like when you're buying meat from a local producer, I don't think you can really put a price tag on the quality that you're getting compared to what you get in the store. But we're going to do the math anyway just to see how it compares. So I'm going to turn you around and we're going to take a look at what I have here all on the table just to give you an idea of what the quantity for 2 pigs looks like. So we did get 2 pigs. We find that we go through a pig in about 6 months with our family of 6. So I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show this to you. All right, so this is what 2 pigs looks like and what all we get. So this is all ground pork, clear back to here. And so I'll show you kind of a side profile here. So we've got quite a bit of ground pork, which when I submitted the order, I did want less pork chops, more ground pork, just because we tend to eat ground pork more than the pork chops. So, and then we do have these 2 piles here are pork chops, and then this is all pork chops here. So you can see there's just quite a bit of pork chops. And then in this box, these are all ham steaks. So we have quite a few ham steaks going on here. And then we have a bunch of hams. So it is not one big ham that we get. We get hams that are in smaller sections, which is more doable for our family. So I appreciate that from the butcher. And then all of this back here is the bacon that we received. Now, we received 1 hog baconed, and then the other hog, we had them package up the pork belly for us so we can make our own bacon. So if you haven't seen the video already, we showed how we go about making bacon, and I'll put that in the description box below. But we've been practicing buying pork belly and baconing that pork belly, and so that we were ready for this pork belly that came in. Also here we've got our spare ribs, and so we've got 4 packages of spare ribs for the 2 hogs. Then we have a bunch of roasts. Roasts are one of my favorite things because I like to do pulled pork on the smoker and make pulled pork sandwiches. That's one of my favorite summer meals. So we've got this whole section are shoulder roasts, and then these are loin end roasts right there. These are like your soup ham bones, and so we got a couple of those. And then I did request from the butcher to have all of the pork fat so that we could make lard. And so we have quite a bit of this. And I actually still have the pork fat from our last pig that I need to process. So on top of the beef fat that we just got. So we've got a lot of fat that we need to render down and get stored away. So this is all of the meat that we got for 2 pigs. So next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this weighed out, and I'm going to price compare numbers for you. We'll sit down and I'll share that info with you. All right, we've weighed everything out, and I've put everything into the freezer so that it's good to go as far as that is concerned. So I'm just going to go through our list and tell you kind of the weights of what we got. We got 30 pounds of ham steak, 34 pounds of ham, 45 pounds of ground pork, 17 pounds of bacon, 18 pounds of pork belly, 54.5 pounds of shoulder roast, 14 pounds of loin end roast, 69 pounds of pork chops, and then 38.5 pounds of fat. And then we did get some like ham ends, and those were 8.5 pounds. Altogether, we had 340 pounds of pork, and the price that we paid for our local pork was $1,267.37. So that put us right at $3.73 per pound, buying it local. Now, we have a local grocery store, and then I did the price comparison to them, and then we about 2 hours from us we have a Walmart, a Costco, a Winco, a Sam's Club, all the things. So I did a Walmart comparison as well, and because I tend to go that direction more so than my local grocery store, just because my local grocery store tends to be more expensive. And even though it's a 2 hour drive, I still end up saving money if I buy quite a bit of food in one go. So, um, pricing it out to my local grocery store by item, it came to a total of $1,622.55, which ended up being a savings buying it local by $355.18. Um, and then for the Walmart price comparison, it was a little bit cheaper. And so Walmart's total came to $1,424.48, which was a savings of $157.11. So either route that we went, we saved a good amount of money. And that's not to include the quality. You can't really put a price on the quality. Um, and we've bought pork from this family before, and they just do such a good job at raising their animals, and the the pork just has so much better taste than what you could get in the store. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful to see what buying pork from your local farmer may look like. Obviously, it's going to look different in my area compared to your area. I feel like it should be fairly comparable, and um, how much weight you're going to get is going to depend on the breed and multiple different factors. So do your research and find your local farmers. Ask them questions. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions, because ultimately you want to get a product that is what you want it to be, right? So, um, anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, we would sure appreciate you giving it a like and share it. Comment down below if you've ever bought pork locally and maybe what your experience was and what you discovered as far as like cost savings, or if it was worth it. And if you're not already subscribed, we would love to have you stick around for future videos. And we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friend.